Hey, I'm Delicia.
I'm Lexi.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Jason.
I'm Brody.
I'm Katie, and we're all late to journalism, and this is Sweat.
This is the Sweat Podcast.
Podcast?
The podcast where we're in sweat. We're in sweep. We're in sweep right now because we're all late.
We've been sweat.
You can't yeah. Who's the sweat teacher?
Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf is watching this right now as we're making this podcast.
Mr.
What?
Playsto.
Is that his
Mr. Playsto Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay,
welcome to
it's
Sweat,
a
everyone.
Okay,
That was a little silly.
today's discussion topic is morality and everyone's morals. So Lexi has a topic of discussion to start this off.
Well, a question. So, in my psychology class, we actually had this for a whole debate in a way. And it's basically like there's two people. There's one, like, medicine guy, like the doctor. And it's in a society where, like, medicine isn't, like, all that. Like, they don't have it. And then, let's say, like, everybody's, like, dying, basically. And he's the only one who created a medicine. And, like, everybody needs it. Or, like, a lot of people need it. But he charges, like, an insane amount of money. And it's, like, the moral question is, like, is he right for that? And then, like, is somebody right to steal it to save, like, their wife or whatever? Like, who's in the, like, is he right to make it expensive or not? Like, you know.
Okay, what kind of like society is this? Is this like a fully developed? Like,
No,
no, it's like
I don't remember. I don't think it was. It was just like kind of like very like plague era, maybe like
yeah.
like that.
I don't know, actually. I just think that, well, you have to really think about it from both perspectives. So seeing it from his perspective, he is the only doctor, right? He's the only, like, medicine person, right? And then he has to find the funds in order to make the medicine itself. So he has to, like, find that. He has to pay for that. So it makes sense. I think you can relate it to, like, healthcare, right? It's like, I don't know, like, hospitals, like we learned in econ today, hospitals are, like, funded by, like, insurance and stuff like that, and not by, like, some aren't, like, funded by the government. So, like, we're paying for that. So it makes sense that, like, they would have to be paying for that type of money. But then again, it's like, why do cancer patients have to pay so much just in order to live?
And like a little more detail to the question. Sorry, it's like it was like I'm gonna use you two as an example. Let's say like we're all and you guys are all sick, right? But then like you're like tremendously sick and you're about to die. And if I was a doctor, I tell
morality.
What is so funny, Brody? I would really like to
Let's
know
talk
what
about
the
your
person
morals.
with
That's the real
no
moral
kidney
question.
has to say.
Oh
my God.
You see, Birdie, how much do you have to pay in healthcare for that kidney?
Oh my god.
None, because I got it at the Phoenix Children's Hospital.
Yeah, you did.
Ooh.
No money.
So like let's say if I'm the doctor and I'm like saying like this medicine costs like $100,000. Obviously you don't have $100,000 and like you only can pay me up front. You can't do it in payments at all. I don't allow you to. And so let's say like you're married to Hannah and like she's about to die and you need this. And like one night I'm like sleeping or whatever, you steal it from me. It's like, are you moral or am I like who's doing the wrong? Because she's about to die. Like she's this close to dying. So it's like that was the more specific of it. And it's like I know the answer. There's an answer to it. So that's the thing. That it was like a debate. If I was on the side of like the medicine person was correct because he does have like I thought he had the right to just like, make it how much price because my thinking was like if a society needs it I'm gonna just put it as the highest bidding so like whoever gets it fair and square. It's like I don't want to be like oh you get it instead of like these people, but there could be a different answer.
But that is what that is when it's at the highest price because then when it's at the highest price only the wealthiest people will get the treatment.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's morally wrong to steal. But at the same time, when you have something that's so far out of your reach because someone only makes it for a certain class, then it's like, you know, I personally would be like, dang, like, you stole from me, but I'd be like, okay, like, you needed it. Like, I got money. Like, you know what I mean? And then, okay, wait. So, because you said no one usually needs medicine, but then something happened.
No, like
and the doctor made a
I
certain
worded
kind
it
of
wrong
medicine?
because I don't remember because it was like a really like hefty worded question.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to simplify it. It's like there's like probably other medicines, but like let's say like there's a disease going on that like it's killing people, or in like this case it would be like Hannah's character. just keep that in mind. Like, she's about to die. And then the reason I'm
Can we put in
Why
that I'm
do you keep
pregnant
laughing?
too, just to add insult to injury?
just because, like, I need you to keep that in mind, because that's, like, the pinpoint of the whole question. And it's, like, not really a bidding thing. It's just, like, I have a price for it, and nobody has money for it. So it's, like, Jason's character is telling me, like, oh, I'll give it to you in, like, payments. But the medicine person, isn't allowing that. Like, you have to pay me up front, like, now. And that was, like, kind of the question. Like, I'm declining him, but, like, she's about to die. Like, somebody that he's, like, trying to take care of. And I thought the medicine guy was, like, in the right because, like, well, either or, like, if I was in his situation, I would probably steal it too. But, like, I was just thinking, like, the medicine guy was in the right.
See, the thing is, we literally just learned this in econ, but it's like, well, hospitals, they, like Ms. Cho was saying, if you get, like, shot and you go into a hospital, of course they're going to take care of you, right? They're going to take care of your wound, like, everything will be fine. But, okay, it's going to take care of your wound, but you get the check after. And so you don't have health insurance. Like you're healed, but you're broke after. They still have your money. But it's like, it's kind of the same sense, but kind of not, because it's like, because he's not in hospital. Like, he's a doctor. Like, he's only one person. So it's like, I understand, like, from his point of view, but then again, it's like a whole social thing. I don't know. But, like, all doctors couldn't help everyone in the plague. So it's like,
and so, yeah, like, we're, like, not even living, we're just living in, like, a really society where, like, not a lot is there. So it's just, like, he just, yeah, like, he just, like, kind of made it, and he was like, oh, shoot, like, I made it. And there's only one. And I think part of the question was, like, he needs a lot of money to create more, but, like, that wasn't, like, the main premise of it. So that's why he's probably, like, charging a lot. So that's what I was thinking, like, if he only has one, he's the one who made it. He has the right to put, like, a really high price on it. But
Or to, like, keep it to himself, too. It's like, if there's one, I feel like with the first one, you'd be like, well, I'm keeping this for myself in case I get sick. Like,
that could be.
I mean, that's a really bad way of thinking, but, like, it's true. Like, no matter what, if you have one of something that could possibly save you, of course, you're going to be like, well, I need it because it case with me. And so, yeah, I think it's how he made it, obviously, because that's with everything. Like, let's say you own a shop and, like, you're paying a lot of money for all these goods that you're going to sell. Like, you're going to make stuff to sell. And so it's like you have to make back what you gave, you know, so that's understanding. But, like, if you're just in there and you're like, hey, this is in really high demand, I'm going to make this a really high price because people are going to want it. So I think that's, like, not right. I think his pricing is not right, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I feel like if you're the only person who has that thing, like, how do you not feel bad when people need it and you're just like, no, like, I'm not taking payments, I'm not doing anything, I need it up front. Like, how do you not feel bad about that?
Well,
Like, you're the only source.
well, then again, it's like, it's his labor. Like, he's only one person. He has to make
Like,
all of that.
pretend like it's a
Yeah,
pill.
but-
Like, just say it's a pill. There's only one pill. There's a couple people dying. She's about to die. It's like, how, like, what do I do to choose who gets it? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
they also
Yeah.
got to think, like, do they risk losing their, like, let's say he gets sick. Like, do they risk losing him? Or do they, like, just take it and if he dies, they live without one?
Oh, well, no. He should definitely live.
Yeah. That's the point. I wasn't
But-
saying, like, he deserves to keep it. I'm just saying, like, I think maybe that I think one should be set aside. So it's, like, understandable why.
Well, then how about that one movie? What was that one movie with Will Smith and that dog? And, like, that whole world is ending, right? You remember? What is it? I Am Legend, right? And you know how at the end he found a cure? He did.
I didn't see the movie. I don't know.
Well, he found the cure. And then it's like a zombie,
It's spoiled.
Spoiled.
Thanks, Katie. Damn.
Spoiler.
It's okay. Like,
It was
That's
basically,
what happened to
so
the
it was,
dog.
it was basically zombies, right? It was basically zombies, and at the end he found a cure, right? But it's another setting, right? It's a different setting than this, but it's kind of like the same morals. But like the whole world is like at an end.
Mhm.
So then he has the cure. Didn't he? Okay, I'm just gonna spoil it. Did he like die and then he gave it to like the girl or like it was something like that, right? Like there was a cure. So like how would that happen? Like how would you like there's no really money because the world is so corrupt. So how does that happen? Because like how is he gonna find the
Okay.
How does he find the
Now that you
resources?
say that, I feel like morals, when it comes to like something that could have like an end to it, you know, and like there's a big risk of like having it and keeping it, like, you would want the person. Wow. Okay. Wait. What was I thinking? Because now I just lost it. It's like you. Oh my God. I was just thinking it. Because when you're saying like the people who need it, like the people who matter most are the ones who are gonna need it in the end. Like it doesn't really come down to morals. It comes down to logic. Like
but
if it's
who matters the most?
that's just what you figure out. Like the doctor
That's
obviously would be
subjective,
first, and then I feel like patient wise,
The doctor's family.
the people who are gonna give him the money, because like let's say. I don't know, like the people who are for sure gonna give him the money, I think they would come first. Like people who are like, I'll give it to you right now, boom, they're first. But like, and then after that, like maybe see if people can make payments. If they can't pay for it, then like they're just put last. But at the same time,
That's
like
the same thing as someone else paying and already getting it and someone waiting. I think it's the same, like
Well,
you're putting them last.
why not just lower the price so that the majority of people can get it?
because he
And
needs the
Because
money.
that's a loss for
And
him.
what about the whole conversation about how, like, let's talk about current day society. Like, for generations, America, the doctors and scientists from here will go to these countries and, like, these native tribes and African tribes that make natural medicines, steal them, and bring them back here and sell them for money. And because most of the money will go into, like, I think research more so than medicine. But that's why all these tribes have been dying because of their medicine being taken away for free. They don't have to pay for it. They take it and bring it here to make a profit off of it.
I mean, obviously that's way more messed up than the doctor.
Right, but then what about the tribes?
That's
Let's look at it from the
different,
though. Wait, what
tribes
do
and
you
the way
mean?
they make it. They make the money without the funds, right? Because it's all natural.
Yeah.
And so if you found, all right, let's throw something into this hypothetical question. This doctor, he made the medicine, right?
Yeah.
He has no idea if it works, right?
Uh,
How does he know it works if he just made one?
I don't remember the question, but like just know that it does
Yeah.
work. Just say there's just he only has one right now.
So that means he put money into research.
Yeah, like probably.
And that would mean that's where most of the money is probably research.
I'm sorry, there was a teacher. I didn't hear you.
So his labor, if there was a plague, I'm guessing, one would go out of the way to put the money into the research. He makes one, knows it works. Morality question, not ethical, not logistical, but more morally. If you were the scientist, would you not go out and like make more, even knowing that you're not going to make a lot of profit, but just to have an idea that you could probably, you're going to put yourself through a lot of work. But if you had just that chance, then you might have made something that can help the world.
Well, why don't you look at it like with COVID and with like the vaccine? We saw how like COVID kind of happened, and then like you saw who got it? Was it like Trump or someone big got it? And
Trump
then,
did get it.
And then they got like they weren't sick anymore. Like immediately after getting it, immediately like after so many people had to go into the hospital. So like we had a cure. What are you going about?
That's basically what you guys were saying. Was that's what would happen in this situation? Because Trump has the most money, has the most power, right? So if there
Yeah.
was a medicine
Well,
in the world,
Yeah, but that's just
people like Trump and the people who have more safety nets would be the ones getting the medicine.
okay, how about
Exactly.
this? Look at cancer, right? Look at cancer. We all know that we have some form of cure for cancer, right? We all kind of know that, but it's not released to us, and so we have these treatments that we have to pour a lot of money in. So like, let's say someone big in power gets cancer, right? I think, okay, it's weird. I'm gonna connect this to like cancer and the doctor. This is what I would do if I had a cure for something. What I'd do, I'd fool everyone, right? So I'm at the top of the pyramid, right? I can get this whenever I want it. I don't have to pay. I don't have to do anything. It's for me. Then you go to the people who matter most. These are people with a lot of money. These are people you need to keep. These are people who are going to pay top dollar for this, right? So what he does is he sells it for a really high price, right? He just lets all these people get it. All the rich people get it. Fine. Then after that, he lowers the price so that way the lower class people can get it. But then I think there's another lower class after that, of course, like the people who like are like poverty and all that. And then once he decides, fine, I'm gonna stop making people pay for this, he'll stop and he'll give it to
See, that's what most people probably would think.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, greed always gets the best of.
Because then there's gonna be a point where everyone's cured, and he's like, "Where'd my money go?" Like he's not gonna make any
Yeah.
more profit.
That's why, like, okay, ethics means logics, right? Okay, just one thing. I just feel like in a society like that, in a world like that, where stuff is going so bad that there's like rare resources to live, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I think ethics and logic matters more than morals, in my opinion, because how can you keep going, like, if you don't have logic in order to keep going? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't do the smart thing for, like, everyone as a whole to keep on living or curing people, then I feel like, what's the point? I mean, like, morally, yeah, I would want to help whoever. I don't really care about money. But, like, if I needed money to get that, then, like, I would have to. You know what I mean?
In this type of society, do you think, what is money worth?
Well, 'cause, like, in
Pure
this society,
currency.
we're really assigning value to people based on their wealth.
Yeah. And that's how it would be with
But
that,
what-
too.
when
But that's...
That's the same, you know, like trickle down theory that if we help the top people, that they'll eventually help the lower, but that never happens. It never trickles
Yeah.
down.
And I mean, like...
Ronald Reagan.
You just made a Ronald Reagan take right there.
We got a
Katie, I
Ronald
think,
Reagan.
I think Katie was gonna say something, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I just want to say, you know, yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead, Kitty. I'm not Ronald Reagan. Go ahead, Kitty.
ASMR. So this goes off of Hannah, right? And like her little thing, but it's like its own thing. So right, but what if the guy? So let's say there's 3 tiers of people, right? There's like the high class people, and then middle class, and then like low class. Let's say like these are like high class people are like poor, like they don't have that much money, and the middle class, of course, and the high class. So what if he gives the high class people like the actual one, right? Like the actual cure. He's like, this is for you, because they're paying the right amount, and then the middle class, they don't pay as much, so they give them like half of the pill or something, so they have to keep doing it for like a period of time, so they'll get better, but they have to keep doing it. Like, it's something. It's like
cancer
yeah.
with chemotherapy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like chemo.
Yeah.
So then like, but like poor people, it's like they have to do like a lot more, or they get nothing
I feel
at
like
all.
they'd get poor people the placebos. Like they'd be like, this is gonna cure you, and then they think it does, but really they like die in the next week.
That's what I'm saying. It's like what if the doctor did that? You know? So it makes it seem like he's giving it to everyone, but like he's also still making
Like
more
to make it
money.
fair.
Yeah, he's trying to make it fair, but he's still making money, and like he's curing the ones that like can give him all the money, and then he's still getting money from the middle class because he's still curing them, but it takes a long time, and it makes him more money.
And then with the middle class, like it cures them, and then they're fine for a little bit, but it can come back. But with the higher class, they like it goes away for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm just trying to look into my Schoology so I can find like the question, because there's just like
But Katie, that's exactly what happens. Though. I mean, like, look at insulin, right?
Yeah.
Like, some of the most impoverished people in America, like, they're crippled by the fact that they have to keep buying insulin and stuff like that.
It's very shocking with medicine. Like I know I go pick up my medicine all the time, and I get shocked when it's free. I'm like, whoa! Like I was expecting to pay a lot of money for this, so it's like, really. When Lexi said her question, I really quickly wanted to be like, is this a question about America's healthcare? Like that's immediately I was like, that's just America.
What you said about what'd you say about the doctor? What about the doctor giving out the medicine to the rich people first?
Yeah.
And then he'll make it free for the poor people.
Trickle down.
Yeah.
So there's this guy named Stoncel.
Oh my goodness.
And he had this theory. He said, okay, so we watched the video. And I'm sure this is where Hannah got the idea from, because she wasn't she was awake while
I
watching it.
I was asleep all the
And
time
so-
during stuff. So.
We were playing it, and they're talking about how rich people getting everything first is for the best. It's for the what's the word called? It's for the greater good. Is the rich people getting everything before everyone else? Because the way they said it was that they work as like lab rats. You know, that's what they said. That's what Stoncel said.
Okay, all the stuff I said makes me seem a little. I think it makes me seem a little
Ronald Reagan?
classist.
Yeah.
No,
But, like,
disagree with
I
that.
think purely like no, like obviously I think everyone should have equal opportunities for that. But I just in that situation, it really just comes down to like in the end how you're gonna keep getting
But
that
here's
pill or that
another
medicine, you know
hypothetical
what I mean?
situation. Let's say it is like the tribes and stuff, where it's all natural medicines, and you spent all your money to fund one research, and that's how you figure out it worked.
Elon
Right.
Musk.
You funded because that's where most funding in America comes from is research. And okay, so you do that, and you find out it works. So now in this broken down society we're talking about, the most logistical thing is that money is of no worth anymore in this society because everyone's dying. The only people who have money are the people who are safe, and of course they'll try to buy it. You know, they'll probably buy, if you like were to put a price on it, the safest people from the sickness will be the ones to buy this medicine. But even with that being said, if you had the chance, you had a choice, you had to say, okay, I need to make money off of this. I need to make sure I'm safe in the end. Or you can find, okay, you already did your research. You don't need to put any more funding in it. You just have to put labor into it and finding the natural medicines and making it and taking the, you know, taking your chances, seeing that this is going to work every time I do this. And doing it as much as you can.
Well, wait, I did not get that Delicio's classes. Because,
What are we talking about?
wait.
I don't.
That's one thing
I got a
that
little lost.
Yeah, I got a little lost in what you were saying, but I can't help but focus on the fact that Delicia, because what Delicia said, it's not classes. It's literally, we've seen it happen for years and years. You kind of learn it once you're like 10. You learn that okay, people who are richer than me are gonna get more,
Yeah.
and
Classes.
so
That's
it
exactly
is
what classes
classes.
is.
It's classes, but it's reality.
Yeah. It's
That doesn't
literally
take
That-
away the fact that that's
yeah.
classes.
like of course if I were the
But
doctor,
Delicia
Like
is
would
not
racism.
want-
saying that
Okay,
she's
whoa.
classes.
I
This
whoa,
wasn't-
let's calm
We've
down.
always
We're
been
not-
racist in
we're not
America.
saying Delicia
Oh.
was classes. We're just saying
No.
that idea was very classes. Because
Um,
this is what happens. Like
It's
in
not
a-
her
in-
idea,
in a
though.
I think
perfect- in a
just
perfect-
society.
It's Ronald Reagan's idea.
It's just society. Like it's not something we can help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that doesn't do.
Like obviously, I'm not rich. Like I'm not like. Oh,
What
dang,
about
like,
slavery back
you
then?
know.
Oh,
How was accepted
Wait,
in every
whoa.
culture and everything? Does that take away the fact that that was racist?
Delicia's
No.
not saying
But
that
it
she
exists.
agrees.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't agree with.
She's saying
classism.
this is
I'm
how
saying-
it always goes.
I'm
We're gonna-
saying.
Okay,
We're gonna
let's
dial it
let's
down
go to a
real
next.
quick.
Hang on.
Okay, wait,
We're gonna
I gotta
dial it down real
Wait,
quick.
no,
We're
no,
gonna
wait,
dial
okay,
it down.
okay.
Wait.
No,
We're
I'm very
gonna
calm
let-
about this.
Wait.
We're
I'm
gonna
very
let
calm.
Delicia talk, and then you can ask your question, but we can't be overlapping each other,
Yeah.
right? Because I know that you're trying to make a hypothetical, but it feels like the way you're talking, it feels like you're just attacking Delicia. So
telling her
you
you're
see,
racist.
we all know that, but the way you're talking about it, the way you're asking, is making it seem like you're attacking.
Bad.
So you have to let her talk before you
Yeah.
answer.
Bad.
You
Ask these
You know
questions.
what? We need a talking stick.
Yeah. For real. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Delicia.
Okay. So in no way do I think any certain group of people with a certain amount of money deserve more than a different group of people with a different amount of money. Like I've never thought that. But it comes down to like Katie's making me nervous. It comes down to like what you need like in that moment. And like I said, if I was a doctor, yeah, I'd want to give everyone everything. But what if, I'm trying so hard to give everyone everything and keep everyone healthy that I run out of it. And I'm like, I didn't, accumulate enough money to make up for what I need to get this medicine. And if I did, because I think what you're saying is like if the doctor were to steal medicine from another group of people for free. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it's natural.
If it's natural medicine, like he didn't have to use a bunch of money
Like
to
he
make
saw
it?
them making it, right? And then he
Because
was
like in
okay.
America, the healthcare system works. Most of the money, all the money is mostly for research more than medicine itself. Because most medicine is made from natural remedies.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
But I also think this question goes by situation. Like it's situational, right? Like you keep, like it's like not attacking or anything, but you keep bringing up situations from the other things, and there's a different answer for every situation, right? Like this is just like Lexi's question. It's this just rural like town, whatever. Let's just say it's different when it's like they are like gonna die, like they're all gonna die. There's different when like the doctor's stealing the medicine from someone else. And it's different when the doctor is trying to make the medicine by himself. See, like the question is so situational, right?
I have the question, by the way.
Okay, go.
Okay. This is like the actual, like, it's a whole study. So this is the question. In Europe, a woman was near death from cancer. There was one drug the doctors thought might save her. A druggist in the same town had discovered it, but he was charging 10 times what the drug cost him to make. The sick woman's husband, Heinz, went to everyone he knew to borrow the money, but he could only get together half of what it cost. The druggist refused to sell the drug for less or let Heinz pay later. So again, like no payments. So Heinz became desperate and broke into the man's store to steal the drug for his wife. Should Heinz have done that? Why or why not? That's the like whole.
I mean,
question.
anyone would do that.
Yeah.
Like, someone you love is dying. Anyone would steal that.
See, that's different now because now we know that like he's like doing like what is it? Making people pay 10 times more.
Yeah.
I feel like the more context we have, the more like the situation is more compact and we can like control like what we're gonna like say about it.
Like, the doctor not letting people do payments, like, doctor's kind of like a douche.
Yeah.
But, see, that's what I'm saying with the other situations. That's why I was like, I mean, it doesn't really, it's more logic than ethical, but, like, or, I mean, other way around, sorry. Yeah, than morals.
Wait,
but
was it a
in that
doctor or was
situation, that's just, like,
Yeah, was it a doctor or was
Kinda
it a drug
screwed up.
dealer?
It was a druggist, so it's like he made the drug.
Okay.
And I remember in discussion, it was a whole Socratic seminar. It's like you pick one side, and like I had chosen the side of the doctor, although like I wouldn't do that, but like it was like the question was like who was in the wrong or like what like morally what was correct. Obviously, the whole stealing is never like okay. You can justify it all the time, and like people would like agree with you maybe, but like it's not morally okay. So that's why I was like, well, he did have the right to charge it 10 times as more because he's the one who made it. I mean, it could be petty, but he does have the right, as annoying as it is. So that's what I was kind of going off. But there is an answer to the question.
I mean, yeah. I mean, okay, yeah, morally, it's not okay to steal. But, I mean, I really think everyone at this table would do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, personally, yeah, I would. Because if I went around asking a bunch of people for money and I was trying to get help and then the doctor was just like, no payments, nothing, like, pay more money, blah, 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 I would be like, okay, like, now I'm just going to steal from you. Like, you're just screwed up. Like, you know what I mean?
But I mean, I feel like the whole morality question with stealing is also subjective, like Katie said.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, what makes stealing immoral?
What makes it okay?
Well, it's just you're taking something that's not yours or its own. So it's like you're taking something, like you're taking his hard work in a society where people might other need it.
Wait,
That
so
is true.
there was the doctors that they were talking to, they were offering it to her, right? But the thing is, they didn't know for sure if it would, right?
That was
That was at the beginning. So it's either do I take the chance of it not working?
you can read it.
Let me read this real quick.
I think so, but like when we were discussing more, like the teacher was like, you know, like it's most likely gonna work, but the problem was that he was charging 10 times the original of whatever, and
So, because what I'm getting from this is because they say there was one drug doctors thought might save her. A druggist in the same town had discovered it. So that probably means like they're like, oh well, this guy has this medicine. So that's what I'm getting from it, is that they found him. At first, I thought they meant that there were two. So I was confused. I'm like, why aren't they asking the doctors? Hey, can we try this out?
Sorry for the minute.
No, we're still going.
Well, do you guys want the answer real quick then?
Yes, let's say.
Okay,
So-
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yes, subjective, I agree.
So
Okay,
the
let's
answer is that the doctor was in the wrong because there is somebody who's about to die. And so it's like you're playing with like death. So like you're about to let somebody die because you don't want to like kind of like give them a chance to get it.
And it's like, see, it changes because we thought that like there was a whole group of people. It's only one.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, in the society people need that.
No, yeah. But like we thought that like it was a whole group of people, right? And that's why we were like, no, that's so wrong. And then it's like now we know it's only this one person, right? So what was his problem with only just giving it to one person if he knows that person was gonna die?
Well,
So yeah, he is in the wrong.
well, no, but like when we're discussing it in psychology, she said like, yeah, there's other people who like would need it, and that's why I kept bringing up something like, oh, is it only one medicine for like only one? And then she was like, yeah, like so if other people need it, they need to buy it. That's why, because he's selling it, so he wouldn't just like sell it if like nobody needs it.
So, because like many people have cancer, so it's
Yeah.
like, but it's just this is her situation in
Yeah.
the moment. We're
And
focusing on one. We're not looking at all of
And
it.
then the reason why like people were trying to defend the doctors, because like, what if there's another couple who needs it because they're about to die? It's like, how do you decipher which to give it to, or like who can get it? And then
Because like what we were talking about is like who do you pick? It's like the question of like,
Yeah.
let's say your wife is giving birth and then like, but only the baby or her can survive. It's like, how do you decide which one deserves life?
If my
It's
wife,
like that.
my wife's having a baby, and it was her or the baby, I'll be like, I don't even know him. I don't even know the baby, bro. Like,
You
I'm
could be
gonna
giving
my
birth to a murderer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm.
You can always. It sounds awful, but you can always make another
Yeah.
child.
that's right.
you can
Again,
always-
when
I mean, I
it's
would kind of
healthy.
want.
But then it's also to the wife, because what if
You know
the
what I mean?
wife's sitting there and like, no,
Yeah.
I want this baby. There's so much that goes
I
into it.
don't care about
Oh,
that.
if my
I
wife,
know.
if my wife was like, I want you to have the baby, I'll be like, what's
That
wrong
happened in
with
the
you?
Good
Oh yeah,
Doctor.
because it's also like, well, you're not the one taking care of it. I am. I'm gonna be the one taking care of it. So why? You're gonna be dead.
That happened in the Good Doctor. You guys know what the Good Doctor is?
Yeah.
It's a So
Oh.
that happened, and like the wife was about to die, but she wanted to keep the baby, but the husband didn't. And it's like, girl, why are you like gonna kill yourself?
Alright,
We gotta go.
the bell's gonna ring.
No, it's
gonna
not.
end. Soup's gonna
We
end.
can finally be
This-
on time to our next class.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to hurry up before we go to sweep again.
No more sweep.
So we'll catch you guys on the next sweep, and hopefully we're not late again. But if we are, that's the next episode of sweep.
Bye.
Sweep out.
See ya.
Sweep out, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweep out.
Where's the government in this
Sweep out.